Our universe is full of things. It's also full of things that aren't really things at all. The conscious world busies itself with the concrete, yet we actively choose to identify our personalities with the intangible. The careers we choose, the groups we align with, and the brands we wear are all more relevant to our concept of self than our true physical shape. The world that we experience every day carries with it the mundane shallowness that can feel more like an obligation to our biology than the honest joy of living. So then, where is the joy of living to be found? The answer? In story. In story, we live in the unknown, with the magical, in spite of the impossible, made whole by symbols. This channel will uncover, examine, and muse over these symbols of the unknown that the heart seeks to unify with. Yet, even in the realm of magics, seeking is dangerous, and a journey demands a hero. Heroes hold a special place in our collective psyche. Ancient history in all corners of the world echoes with myths of those we look up to, who symbolize our highest ideals, embody our deepest fears, and reflect our desires. But what makes a hero? Is it the trials, ordeals, the pressure? Is it overcoming against all odds? And why are they so important to us both individually and collectively that they relentlessly adorn nearly every screen we've dared to invent? Part of what makes heroes so captivating to the human brain is their entwinement with symbols. Symbols are representations of complex ideas, thoughts, and feelings that are often difficult to express through direct language. Heroes are designed to symbolically speak to your subconscious through shapes and colors that evoke certain desired emotions from the viewer. For example, a sword, a shield, a flag, or an outfit are all psychic invocations of symbols that speak 1,000 words at you just by existing. Simply put, a symbol is an object with a multiplicity of meanings that we carry throughout legends and time. The Legend of Zelda series has captivated millions with its rich storytelling, clever game design, and immersive worlds. At the heart of those adventures is Link, the archetypal hero who embodies courage, resilience, and the quest for justice. What's fascinating about this series is how often you get to experience the entirety of this journey. Link does not start the game complete and dripping in valor. Rather, he always starts from the humblest beginnings the world can offer, often introduced to us in a bed that is not even his own. Yet, in undertaking the hero's journey, not only does he achieve that valor, he unlocks his own true potential and delivers justice to the world personally, becoming whole in the process, even if not in the destination. The hero's journey is a specific and well-documented process from the known to the unknown, then back again to the known. Often, it depicts a life as mundane as possible before radically altering it with an exciting psychic phenomenon, the call to adventure. The call to adventure is a reason to abandon the known in search of the unknown, often presented by another force in the story, such as a person or situation. Of course, if the hero-to-be is particularly comfortable in their known world, they very well may reject the call to adventure until a more unavoidable situation arises. What sets a hero aside from a normal person character is that they see the necessity in the occasion and respond to that adventure. Being a hero isn't easy, but it's even harder when you aren't a hero at all yet. Shifting from the known to the unknown is an uncomfortable process at every step, but those first steps are the most important to keep you from slipping back to your comfortable bed. In The Legend of Zelda, Link very quickly meets mentors that tell him what his situation is and what it will take to save the world. Some mentors accompany heroes on the entirety of their journey. Some become outdated side characters to their heroics, and others simply aren't so lucky. Crossing the threshold is saying goodbye. Saying goodbye to the life you once knew, be it by accident or sacrifice. In Ocarina of Time, this is handled viscerally with the death of the Deku Tree. The Deku Tree was father to all Kokiri, protected and cared for by them, and a reflection of the health of not just Link's way of life, at all of their lives. With the Deku Tree dead, Link appears responsible by all others in the forest. He is met with the point of no return that pushes him into the unknown. The unknown can take many different forms, typically filled with trials, allies, and enemies. The word unknown is a symbol to consider as well. Though itself has no definite form, it makes you feel a particular way. That feeling manifests as anxiety, a fear or excitement for that which you are not yet conscious. Yet, as we engage with the heroes in their adventures, the unknown is entirely the fun part. This is where pirates are fought, and dragons are slain, and temples are explored. The unknown is a symbol of growth, of errors, of consequences, if not handled with respect. It is the responsibility of all would-be heroes to navigate chaos with grace. An archetype that reflects the hero at this stage is the Fool. In tarot, the Fool card is numbered 0, for it is commonly the starting stage of a journey, a being who is approaching the unknown, but without the tools to properly tame it. Though being a fool carries a harsh stigma to it, this fool is one who's on a journey, reveling in the unknown, dreaming of being one with it, not yet aware of the particular hardships that they will truly encounter on the way of the hero. Many of the psychic aspects of the hero story are present in this card. The sun in the corner represents the known, behind him as he gazes off a cliff, currently in the motion of walking off it. The small white dog beside him is a spirit guide, warning of obstacles and dangers while providing a light and warmth in times of confusion. The sun, flower, and dog are all white, which signifies purity and innocence, all placed behind him. The fool is not interested in purity. All they desire lies beyond the cliff and into the unknown. There is no shortage of heroes lost in the labyrinth of the unknown. There are endless reasons that an adventurer may fail on their journey. Perhaps their trials were too great. Perhaps their resolve was too weak. Perhaps they grew to love the unknown too much to accomplish their original goal. Part of what makes a hero relatable to us as normal people is that eventually they defeat the evil or find the treasure, and then have to grapple with a very peculiar mental framework as they then close their own books. Often, a hero would willingly adopt an unsuspecting persona of a normal person or a frail vagabond while they wait for the adventure's next call. But equally common, they will struggle entirely to reintegrate into the society they've fought so hard to save. The weight of their journey heavy in their souls, a craving that there is no way to satisfy. They find peace boring. They are simply back where they started. For this reason, it is not a surprise that heroes prefer the reckless charge of battle to ink their final pages with blood. After all, it is only human to want to die how you've lived. Another archetype that depicts this very thing is that of the hermit. Typically, we think of the hermit as the wise old man with knowledge beyond that of a normal person. Yet, how did he achieve that knowledge? Through delving into the unknown, of course. The hermit was not born with a great beard, rather he earned it through his own journeys. The hermit card shares many visual similarities to the fool. They are both facing the same direction, yet the hermit depicts wisdom in every difference. Starting from the backdrop, you'll notice the sun has disappeared entirely, long since left behind. There is nothing mundane about the hermit. The golden yellow skies that once offered optimism have been replaced with a cool grey, representing earned wisdom. It cloaks the hermit from head to foot. The mountain range in the background, once so vibrant with endless peaks, are now flat and far away, no longer of interest at all. The stick held by the fool is carried delicately, balanced across his shoulder, filled with provisions and pointing towards the comforting sun. The stick is perhaps my favorite symbol in this card because it represents how unprepared the fool is for their journey. By design, there is nothing in the cloth at the end of the stick that can survive the journey, and eventually it will all be exhausted. The hermit stick is much sturdier, and it carries no external provisions. It points to the top of the hermit's head, which suggests it now carries the wisdom of adventures survived by them both. The spirit guide has completely left the hermit, leaving them the master of their own destiny, as their expression now faces downward, not solemnly, but now aware of the dangers that each step can carry. Finally, the White Lotus has been exchanged for a lantern, held equal distance from the top of the head and filled with his own wisdom. It is the lamp of truth, used to guide those would-be heroes that they too may experience the spiritual high of the unknown. One of the themes that sets Ocarina of Time apart from other Zelda games is we get to see what happens to Link after he completes his journey, now fully formed as the hero of time, and how he mentally copes with returning to the known. The moment Ganondorf is sealed away in the Sacred Realm, Link meets with Zelda, who tells him it was unfair to ask so much of him and that they've disrupted the natural order of the universe in the process. She then plays the Song of Time and reverts Link to his childhood form, turning him back to the world with all his newfound wisdom. Yet, almost everything he once desired, he has now outgrown. We are fortunate that Ocarina of Time has a continuous story with its sequel, Majora's Mask, even if only for a few moments, because it shows Link grappling symbolically with the known in every way possible. He has returned to his home in the forest, riding on his horse, but there are no paths to explore. His weapons of combat painted across him, but there are no enemies to fight. Magical items rest in his possession, but there is no occasion to use them. He is searching, not this time for that which lies in the unknown. Instead, he is living in the shadow of a much grander known he realizes he has now lost.